In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on November 13, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Washington Wizards versus San Antonio Spurs. As we reach the midpoint of the week, we're in for another exciting lineup of NBA basketball games to enjoy. In particular, today we're focusing on the matchup between the Washington Wizards and the San Antonio Spurs, analyzing the game and making a prediction. The Wizards enter this contest with a challenging 2-7 record, while the Spurs come in at 5-6. Playing on their home court, San Antonio is currently favored by the odds makers to come out on top. The Wizards face additional obstacles with injuries as Malcolm Brogdon is officially ruled out, and Richaun Holmes is listed as day-to-day, potentially limiting Washington's options even further. On the other side, the Spurs are also monitoring their lineup with Malaki Branham, who is questionable due to an ankle sprain. Scoring has been a significant struggle for Washington, particularly during this rough patch, where they're averaging just 100 points over the last 5 games. The Wizards' best opportunity to generate offense is at the free throw line, yet this might be difficult against a Spurs team ranked 8th in defensive rating and allowing the 5th fewest free throw attempts per game. Overall, expectations for a high-scoring night from Washington appear low. Defensively, the Wizards are among the worst in the league, ranking 29th in both points allowed and free throw attempts allowed, and 28th in rim protection. This situation could play to the Spurs' advantage, as they rank 3rd in free throw shooting percentage and 11th in finishing at the rim. Washington's defense is providing a favorable matchup for San Antonio's offense, which should allow the Spurs to get good looks and opportunities around the basket. The Wizards are struggling across the board this season, with a 2-7 record and a 5-game losing streak heading into tonight's matchup. During this skid, every loss has been by at least 13 points, resulting in an average point differential of -13.7, nearly the worst in the league. Adding to their woes, Kyle Kuzma has been in a slump, struggling significantly with his shooting. In contrast, the Spurs have shown some early strength at home, posting a 4-2 record on their own court. While they're a young team with some inconsistency, the Spurs have talent, highlighted by rookie sensation Victor Wembanyama, who's averaging an impressive 4 blocks per game, and Devin Vassell, who's shooting 55% from 3. Veteran presence Chris Paul has also been impactful in his role as a floor general, adding stability to the team's young core. The Wizards haven't been able to find any momentum so far, coming off an especially poor showing in their last game against the Houston Rockets, where they scored only 92 points. The Spurs, in contrast, are slowly finding their rhythm, arriving fresh off a season-best win in which they defeated the surging Sacramento Kings by a dominant 20 points at home. San Antonio has been playing their best basketball over the past week, and their improvement should continue with the anticipated return of Devin Vassell. Meanwhile, the Wizards continue to struggle defensively, aren't winning games, and have failed to cover the spread in their last 5 games as underdogs. Given this, and even though this is a fade on the Wizards than a high expectation for San Antonio, the San Antonio Spurs to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. While the Wizards favor a fast-paced game, they've only managed to exceed 105 points once in their last 5 outings. The Spurs' slower pace is likely to counteract the Wizards' tempo, and San Antonio's defense, which allows the 4th fewest points per game, is expected to keep Washington's scoring in check. Reaching 105 points will likely remain a challenge for the Wizards in this matchup. As for San Antonio, they rank 25th in scoring this season, averaging 107 points per game. Both the Spurs and the Wizards are near the bottom of the league in scoring, with each team averaging around 107 to 108 points per game. Key players Kyle Kuzma and Alex Sarr have also struggled, shooting below 35% from the field and performing even worse from beyond the arc. Although Wembanyama has been impactful defensively, he's still working to find his shot on offense this season. The Wizards' weak defense theoretically presents an opportunity, but the Spurs' youth and inconsistency may hinder their ability to fully capitalize on it. Defensively, the Spurs remain solid, led by Wembanyama's 4 blocks per game. Against a team like the Wizards, who struggle with outside shooting, San Antonio's defensive pressure will likely make it difficult for Washington to score consistently. Considering the Spurs' own turnover issues and offensive limitations, expecting a high-scoring game from them isn't realistic. They have only surpassed 110 points in 3 games all season. Thus, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Detroit Pistons versus Milwaukee Bucks. The two teams currently at the bottom of the Central Division standings are set to face off as the Detroit Pistons travel to Milwaukee to take on the Bucks this Wednesday. Both teams are coming into this matchup on the second night of a back-to-back, with the Pistons hosting the Miami Heat on Tuesday and the Bucks hosting the Toronto Raptors. In their latest contests, Detroit narrowly lost at home to the Houston Rockets with a final score of 101-99, although they managed to cover the spread as 3.5-point underdogs. Meanwhile, the Bucks lost a close game to the Boston Celtics, 113-107, just missing the cover as 5.5-point underdogs. This game marks the first of 4 regular season meetings between these two teams this year. The Pistons are monitoring the status of Tim Hardaway Jr., who is currently listed as day-to-day and may or may not be available for the game. On the other side, the Bucks are missing 2 key players, Khris Middleton and Damian Lillard, who are both out due to injuries. Despite these absences, Milwaukee may have an advantage playing at home and is positioned as the favorite to win and cover the spread in this game. Giannis Antetokounmpo is expected to play a significant role and lead the Bucks' offense, especially given Lillard's absence. Detroit has faced offensive struggles this season, which could further tip the scales in Milwaukee's favor. In addition, the Bucks have the home court advantage and don't have to travel, a factor that often benefits teams in back-to-back games. Detroit is coming off a draining game that included overtime, potentially leading to fatigue and a lower performance on the road. Historically, Milwaukee has dominated Detroit, winning the last 9 matchups between the two teams. With this in mind, the Milwaukee Bucks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Milwaukee has heavily invested in star players like Giannis and Lillard, but when those players are sidelined, the team lacks depth and offensive firepower. Veterans like Bobby Portis and Brook Lopez are valuable contributors, but they are not the type of players who can carry the offense on their own at this stage of their careers. While they remain effective defenders, their presence is unlikely to bolster the Bucks' offensive production, which could impact the game's scoring. Additionally, Milwaukee lacks young players with breakout scoring ability who could take on a larger role in the absence of their stars. AJ Green, a promising shooter, is still developing and doesn't yet possess the ball handling skills needed to create his own shots. Andre Jackson Jr. is primarily known for his athleticism and defensive abilities rather than scoring. Both teams are facing the unique challenge of playing 2 games in 2 nights, with the previous night's game being part of the NBA Cup. This context means core players may have played extra minutes to try to secure a win, making fatigue a potential issue for this matchup. Both Detroit and Milwaukee have had slow starts offensively this season, with Detroit hitting the under in 8 of their first 11 games, while Milwaukee has done so in 7 of their first 10. Currently, Detroit is playing at a pace of 100.8 possessions per game, while Milwaukee's pace is slightly higher at 101.2. Considering both teams' tendency to hit the under and the expected fatigue, betting on the total to stay under the projected line seems like a prudent choice. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Memphis Grizzlies versus Los Angeles Lakers. On Wednesday night, the Memphis Grizzlies will travel to Los Angeles for an away matchup against the Lakers at Crypto.com Arena. The Grizzlies, who currently hold a 7-4 record, are coming off a decisive win against the Portland Trail Blazers. Meanwhile, the Lakers, with a 6-4 record, recently secured a victory over the Toronto Raptors, adding momentum to their start to the season. Both teams will be looking to build on these recent wins, setting the stage for an intense showdown between the two Western Conference rivals. Unfortunately, the Grizzlies are still contending with a lengthy injury list that includes several key players. Notably, they are missing Morant, their dynamic second leading scorer, along with Desmond Bane, Marcus Smart, and G.G. Jackson. The Lakers are also dealing with their own roster issues, as Christian Wood is out and Jackson Hayes is questionable for the game. Anthony Davis, the Lakers' leading scorer and top rebounder, remains day-to-day after sustaining an eye injury on Sunday, creating further uncertainty for Los Angeles Angeles. Despite these absences, Memphis has managed to perform well, winning 5 of their last 6 games both outright and against the spread. Defensively, the Grizzlies have shown strength, limiting opponents to the 3rd lowest field goal percentage in the league and the 5th lowest three-point percentage. Offensively, Memphis has maintained impressive efficiency, ranking 3rd in field goal shooting percentage at 49.3%. and 14th in three-point shooting accuracy. This could be a crucial advantage against the Lakers, whose defense ranks 27th in field goal percentage allowed and 15th in three-point shooting defense. The Lakers, while finding their rhythm on offense, currently sit 5th in offensive rating, a promising sign as they prepare to host Memphis. However, their defensive struggles have persisted as they are ranked 26th in defensive rating and are allowing opponents to shoot over 48% from the field, ranking 27th in this metric across the NBA. The potential absence of Anthony Davis poses a significant challenge for the Lakers, especially in handling the offensive threat of Memphis' Jaren Jackson Jr., who could thrive in this game. Memphis is managing without Ja Morant and Marcus Smart, but the team has continued to compete effectively despite these absences. Despite being short-handed, the Grizzlies have shown resilience and have managed to keep winning on a consistent basis. The Lakers, while not performing at their peak, still had enough firepower to dominate a struggling Raptors team in their previous outing. On paper, the Lakers should be in a favorable position to capitalize on Memphis' limited lineup at home. However, a win here would hold greater significance for Memphis. So the Memphis Grizzlies to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. In terms of scoring trends, the total has gone over in 9 of the Grizzlies' last 13 games, as well as in 13 of the last 20 road games Memphis has played. For the Lakers, the total has also gone over in each of their last 5 games against Memphis. Offensively, Memphis ranks 3rd in the league, averaging 121 points per game, while they allow 112 points, placing them 14th in points allowed. The Lakers are currently ranked 7th in scoring at 117 points per game but are 23rd in points allowed, giving up an average of 117 points. Given these statistics, the full game total is projected to go over, making over the projected total our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.